One of the most storied venues in college football, Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Indiana. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport. A rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. It's the Navy Midshipmen and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you here in the booth, and Holly Rowe keeping an eye on all of the storylines down on the sidelines. Holly?
The midshipman head coach told me before the game, one of the things Coach talked to me about before the game was just how important it is to get back on track. This team is on a losing streak here, but they know they are better than what their record shows. He said if we can get out to an early start, set the tone, we are going to be just fine. He's challenged his team to focus better and communicate early in this ballgame. I'll let you know how it looks from down here on the field. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. Navy ready for kickoff as we get this game started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So Notre Dame's offense will go on the attack first. Last time these two met, it was a beatdown, and I'm sure these guys would love to land the first punch in this one.
Bragging rights and setting the tone right from the beginning of the game, right? I mean, they came in, were shot out of a cannon. They were playing with so much energy and so much fire. They just overwhelmed their opponent the last time out, Dave.
And I promise you, they've heard about it a lot, right? They've been poked, they've been prodded. It's been mentioned. It's been running through the facility all week long. You've seen it on social media. The clips of the last matchup to provide a spark, some hate, some anger. Going for this football game. I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
And a lot of times the fit up front, you know, linebackers are fitting holes and that ball bounces and it's supposed to go somewhere. And sometimes it goes to a DB and the offense will get a W. Like they'll get a win because you'll break a tackle. How about the tackle by that young fella?
Picked off and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. A tough start to the opening drive as the defense comes up with a big play.
What a start by this defense. That is exactly what you need, man. They've been a little bit hit or miss. They've been a little bit up and down. But to start the game on a high note, get the good mojo going, great start for this defense.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. Pushes ahead for 1. It's 2nd and 9. Guys, we have a second here to talk about Navy. The biggest problem for schools at this level is getting enough big bodies, particularly on the offensive line, and getting a 3-star guy like this can really help them at this level, Jesse.
Yeah, and when you get guys like that on your offensive line, if you can get a couple dudes like that, all of a sudden now you can hang with bigger, better competition. Games are still won and lost in the trenches. I know this is just one piece, but getting this 3-star offensive lineman who is very highly recruited, that was a massive win for this head coach.
It's 3rd down, and they have to get it to the 42 to move the sticks. Back to throw, it's Hartman. Somehow fits it into that traffic. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Navy will have to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. He threw a pick on the initial drive, but they have it back, and we're still looking for our first points of the game. Leaves it with the back. Now they've got breathing room. Got 6 all the way out to the 20.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Just feeds the running back. And he gets it out past the sticks, and Notre Dame will have a first down.
Basic run plays. I don't need a bunch of complicated stuff sometimes. I just need to get the first down and get the sticks moving.
Drops back on first down. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. Works his way out to the 33-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. The Irish come to the line facing second and short. Running inside, it's Mobley. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong, the emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how
pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. Taylor wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. Smith's got it. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. Notre Dame ready to go with another first down. Hits inside. It's Mobley. Finds a little bit of room. Give him a couple down to the 23.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Makes the grab. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. Notre Dame comes to the line, that last completion, giving them a fresh set of downs. Handoff to the fullback. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
Fullbacks, a.k.a. blocking backs, a.k.a. don't touch the football very often and usually don't go far down the field, but a nice little chunk run here for the fullback. Give him the ball, reward the big fella.
Stop right there.
And that's how you respond as a defense, man. You give up 9 yards on first down. Second down, man, they bring some pressure. They are in the backfield fast, and they make the tackle for a loss and completely flip the script. Almost a guaranteed first down on second down, and now maybe even put them in a passing situation on third down.
They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Taylor wants to throw it. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, and on money down defensively, you got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the fourth down.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
Couldn't find room for the big play. He'll be stopped after a short return. It's a coverage unit right on top of it. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. On the option. Sweet cut there. After that one, not quite so backed up as they're up to the 18-yard line.
Just really solid play by this offense. Nice job. Whatever the defense gives you, the option, they're trying to make you wrong. The problem is, defensively, you got so much to cover. Nice chunk game. Just remember, that quarterback can also stick his foot in the ground, get north-south, and make plays, too.
That's an awesome-looking carry. And you know when you're playing Navy, you better get ready to try to stop the run. Whether it's option, whether it's conventional, you better practice being in your gap, everybody being sound, and getting your eyes on the football. There are 3 certainties in life, guys. You're going to die, you're going to pay your taxes, and Navy is going to tote the rock.
And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. We've come to the end of the period, and Notre Dame has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. Looking for the edge. Powers through the defender. And he had no option on that one. Defense ready for anything, and they stop him right at the line of scrimmage. You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on third down. He'll be brought down at the 32-yard line. Good job by the defense to keep him away from that first down marker. It's fourth down. Navy will have to punt it away. On the return. They drag him down, and good coverage that time by the special team. After that punt return, there is a man slow to get up. Here comes the Fighting Irish out to get this drive started. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
They'll snap this one from the 42. It's 1st and 10. They're going to ride this running back.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Quarterback signaling to his guys. Taylor wants to throw. Fires to the tight end. They mark him out of bounds at the 42, and they're on the move.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
Run it with the fullback. Gain of right at 7 yards, 2nd and 3 coming.
Strong safeties are guys you can spin down and a lot of times spend a lot of time in that box, which means he's going to be in the run fit. He's going to be making tackles consistently, and he comes up. Tell you what, they talk about big on big. A big fullback versus a big, strong safety. That's a big collision.
They'll run it. And that'll be enough to give Notre Dame a first down.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And that's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB's scrambling, he rolls out to the right, but don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him, and forced the incompletion.
Wants to go up top on second down. Working the big fella downfield and outside. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. Sells the run, looking to pass. And he's forced out of bounds, close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown.
You love that decision if you're the head coach. You're trying to throw it in the end zone. Nothing's there. Good job by the quarterback, tucking it and running and just getting what he can get.
Second and goal for this offense. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back.
False start on offense.
They'll take the penalty and move them back. And guys, everybody needs to be on the same page. Those false starts in this part of the field, crushers. Second and goal. Taylor wants to throw it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Man, the defense is making it tough on this quarterback early. They already have an interception. They almost came away with another one there. They're doing a great job reading his eyes and breaking on the ball.
After a drive this long, a field goal would be demoralizing at this point. It's third and goal. Changing the routes with his receivers. They'll look to throw on third and goal. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3 from the left hash. And this distance ought to make that angle pretty easy to handle. And he curls that thing just inside the left upright. And that lead grows even bigger.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And here comes the Navy offense. They really need to find a way to generate some kind of offense down 10-0. Motion from the wide receiver. Just going to keep it after the snap.
And it's not sexy, and it's not these long plays all the time. But this QB does such a good job of picking up 4 to 5 and making it where you're always ahead of the sticks and just letting you know, we'll run him. We'll take advantage of this guy's speed, and we're going to make you defend him throughout this football game.
The fake wants to throw. Breaks the tackle. And they're going to lose yardage there. The defense completely owning the front. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Dropping back, it's Hartman. Unloads it left. And it's incomplete on third down.
You can just start to sense the frustration building for this offense after that incompletion. Right now, setting up fourth down. They haven't yet scored a touchdown. They just can't find a rhythm in this game. Obviously, the defense, the big reason for that. But if this offense wants a chance to win, they have got to start stringing some completions together and get this quarterback in a better rhythm.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Quick give. It's Mobley. He's past the marker. Good pickup there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Nice run there. Doesn't it just feel like Notre Dame football when you see that too? You know, you got touchdown Jesus looking down, and one thing Notre Dame has always seemed to have is big uglies up front. Guys pushing the pile. NFL talent on this offensive line. Just having their way, making life easy for these running backs. It is a beautiful thing to see.
The Irish might opt to take a shot here on 2nd and inches. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. 4 wide receivers on 2nd and short, guys. The whole playbook at their disposal. Kept it on the ground, now they'll throw. He uncorks a bullet to the right. Incomplete. They fought for it, but it just squirted harmlessly to the ground. Notre Dame now facing 3rd and inches. plows his way ahead. Oh, he's got some space. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13.
Well, as a defense, you know this is going to be a challenge every time you face this offense. They're one of the 25 best in the nation at getting first downs because they can pick them up in a variety of ways, including running the football. You have got to be physical when facing off against this offense.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Motion from the wideout. Taylor wants to throw. They'll run the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. The Irish facing quite a challenge here on 3rd and a mile. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And he can't find his man in the end zone as he was trying to pay off this red zone chance. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. After finishing a drive with a field goal earlier, this one will be a 33-yard attempt. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. And now the lead is even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Let's go down to the sideline and Holly Rowe.
Checking in from the Navy sideline. I can tell you this crowd has played a factor early in this game. On the road, in a hostile environment, they have not been able to get going in this game. They have failed to score, not productive on their early drives, and they are talking about how the crowd noise is impacting them. I see them talk to each other, trying to tighten things up at the line of scrimmage. This is a factor. This crowd is making a big difference here so far. Guys, back to you.
We'll keep an eye on that, Holly. 2nd and 10, he'll throw again. Finds a man on the left. Timeout taken by the offense. It's their 2nd. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this 1st half. Hands it off. And he stopped right there. No gain on the play. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Looking to throw, it's Hartman. Lost one deep down the right side. Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. The sudden change on the turnover, man, he was looking for running room, couldn't find that, but they'll have it at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. A snap, wants to throw to start this drive. Holds on, it's Bettis. They pick up the 1st down, they'll mark him at the 34, gotta be expeditious here. The Fighting Irish call their 1st timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Fresh set of downs going up top. Comes down, it's Gilbert. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang. Notre Dame will now use its 2nd timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this 1st half. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. They're looking to throw on 2nd and short. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Not a lot of room there. He'll pick up a few before he's forced out of bounds. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Snap on 1st down, wants to throw. Quick completion on the out route. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
It must be nice for this quarterback knowing he's got this type of athlete playing the tight end position that can work the middle of the field for him. He's a guy who can stretch it vertically as well, but this is a guy the QB will look for early and often in this game.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. 2nd down, gonna throw it. Left side is Gilbert. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down.
This defense has got to be better in coverage. You want to get off the field, you got to keep defending. You got to do something to make the offense feel uncomfortable. So far, way too easy for this offense.
got it counted all the way to 55. Never in doubt.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Men, week 9, go time. So let's get down to business with a notable update from the world of college football. We start with a look at LSU taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Number 35. Set to advance on the play.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. What did they talk about at halftime, Holly?
I caught up with Navy's head coach coming out of the locker room. The message of his speech was, I've got to get the running back more involved. They trust him. He's been terrific, but they haven't gotten him enough carries. He said, I've got one guy in the booth upstairs who is tracking how many times our running back touches the ball. That is the most essential part of getting back in this game. Get the rock to the guy who can make the biggest difference.
All right, Holly. Navy comes to the line facing second and short. Here's Robinson one more time. Brought down at the 27. It's a 5-yard pickup on the play.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hand, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with second and 13. Pulls it. Quarterback keep. And he couldn't find any room to breathe. What a great job on the run fits by this defense. The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on third down. They want to run this quarterback. There he goes. He's got the first down. He's inside the 40. Carried it all the way down to the 35-yard line before they finally got him stopped. Navy is clicking on all cylinders right now. Nice move to pick up yardage. Running game worked on first down. Let's see if they go back to it on second down. Fake to the back, wants to throw it. Caught. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20. In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. They'll throw it from the red zone. Chunk it away just as he was hit.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
They'll give it to Robinson. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. That is the senior running back who's slow to get up. Holly will keep an eye on things on the sideline for us. Leaves it in his belly. Nowhere to run, and down he goes after losing 6. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. It is good. That'll cut the lead to 13.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Notre Dame comes onto the field ready to go to work. I know they've put up really good numbers on offense, but, David, they're starting to feel a little game pressure right now.
Exactly. That scoreboard's starting to get a little bit tighter, cutting into that lead. Now, you know every possession matters, Palmer. A little pressure for this offense.
Yeah, and so you can't get tight, right? The best players on this offense now need to step up, and they need to start making plays. You got to identify where those one-on-ones are.
Taylor wants to throw it. Stepping to the right. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
It's now third down.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Spits it out to the back. Intercepted, and that total goes to 16. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling.
And this offense on 1st down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Out wide left, it's Baptiste. Touchdown, midshipman! A great catch and run for 6. A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
16, needing 10.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Tackled and brought down at the 23-yard line, so not a whole lot of room on that return. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Mobley. Got the 1st down. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
He had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. Takes off. Breaks into the open. And there they go again with another huge gain on the ground. He's finally run out of bounds. The Irish, after ripping off a huge chunk on the ground, will try to keep Big Mo rolling. The give is to Williams. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Taylor wants to throw. Firing deep. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's 1st down at the 27. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. A costly holding penalty backs him up. It's 1st and 20. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Out wide right, it's Graham. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Well, that was a weird one because I think running back screen was called, but the quarterback just saw an open receiver downfield and said to himself, hey, I got an open guy. I'm just going to take it.
Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Left side is Smith. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. On 1st and goal, Notre Dame will try to get it in the end zone. They'll send the back in motion. Quarterback changing the play. Taylor wants to throw it. He's going for the goal line. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Notre Dame! How about this? A 2-point conversion coming. Looking to throw. And the defense on him, and he will go down. Sacked on the 2-point try. On the run from inside his own 5. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. As we head to the 4th quarter, this guy is seeing the defense. Look how he spread the ball around. And we're just about ready to go with the final quarter. So 1st down will open up the final period. Sends it back in motion. Straight ahead, it's Baptiste. Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24. Line getting set on 2nd down. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Working the ground game. Good, strong tackle.
And how are you guys not impressed with this defense, man? They've been so good. They've been all over the field. And they're about to make this a very one-dimensional offense. Like, the clock is ticking, right? And they're down. They got to get aggressive. Still trying to run the football, but this defense, they've been a brick wall so far.
Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard. Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Needs it here on 4th down. Under pressure. Knocked down, but he's got enough to move the chains and convert that 4th down. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the 1st down. Motion from the back. Trying to get the corner. Pulls it on the option. Tackle behind the line, and he'll lose 1 on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time. Offensively, the defense coming up with a huge negative play.
You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on 3rd down. Here's some daylight. He's got enough. Could be an alley. At the 20. Touchdown, Navy! He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
Hey, man, I don't know what they talked about at the half, man, but this team is rolling, doing an unbelievable job getting the football, putting it in the end zone again. And how about the defense doing their job, Palmer? Momentum is crazy in college football. But here in the second half, they've come out and seized it.
Yeah, this has been a master class in complementary football. Offense doing their job, the defense getting off the field, giving it back to the offense, everything going their way. And you're right, in college football, we see momentum shifts all the time. All of the momentum, all of the good juju right now, clearly on their side.
Crosses the 30. Turning it on. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. You get a play like that and you feel like you can go in and finish the deal. It'll be 1st and 10 from just inside the 50. Turns up, it's Danzy. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down.
I think most offenses around the country in a situation like this with the lead late would be trying to run the football, right, or throw it short and try to bleed the clock. But this offense, man, it's still pedal to the metal. They're looking for chunk play opportunities.
When the offense can run the football and you can feature a guy like this that will get more yards than his block that you can really depend on, hangs on to the football, like it makes offense super easy, especially down the stretch when you want to eat that clock and you...
Makes the catch and he's free. Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18 and they're in business.
And, man, you love to see that from this offense. Coming out and answering, right? Like putting a drive together. Their defense just gave up a touchdown. But you want to snatch the momentum back. Nice job putting a little bit of a drive together. Now let's go cap this thing off with a touchdown.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field, and that's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time that's what forced the incomplete.
Taylor wants to throw. Gets rid of it.
And listen, as a quarterback, you're trying to find the matchup, trying to find who's open. I don't know if anybody was open, but that was not a greatly thrown football. I don't know if it was miscommunication, but the ball thrown out of bounds and just on to the next down.
If you can't win it all, you might as well try to ruin things for your rival, and that's exactly what we've got working here. Buying time to his right. Looking for the score. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. And it's good! Big 3 points to stretch the lead.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Midshipman will get things going here on offense. The defense able to hold them to a field goal on that last drive, and now this offense will try to answer, and they need a touchdown. Swings it out to the flat, and that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
This is the moment for this offense to put a drive together. It doesn't matter what's happened up to the point of this game, but you're trailing right now. You've got to put some points up on the board. This is where all 11 guys need to be playing together as one.
There's a reason you drag the record books to the recycle bin in a rivalry game. Upsets, and we've got one. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47.
We've just seen in this game the ball's just gotten away from him a little bit. A couple of times, just hasn't been able to put it where he wants to, and as a result, that's now his 2nd pick thrown in this game.
Got the big tight end on the corner route. It's a seam wide up. Touchdown, Irish! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the 4th quarter as they go for their 6th straight win. And the extra point splits the uprights, and the lead balloons to 15. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Navy offense ready to go on the attack. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2. Navy quick to the line.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding. Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. To the air, it's Hartman. Rushes on. Tight end finds a soft spot. So important to convert these 3rd downs, and they get it done. They'll have it at the 42.
Well, trailing like they are right now in the 4th quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. You can't afford a lot of incompletions at this point. Everybody is going to need.
And that is interception number 3 on the day. Taking it the other way. Past the 20. The pick six. He takes it in. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. They're on the board again, and it looks as if this winning streak is going to continue.
Yeah, and that just might do it. Man, offense needed points badly. Defense comes up with the big interception, takes it all the way back just to pad their lead a little bit and make this game almost out of reach.
Bringing it out. He stopped at the 23, a couple of yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. And Navy will go back on the attack. This thing has sort of gotten away the last couple of possessions. They've been a little too generous, David.
Yeah, like a non-profit, man, like a charity giving the football away too much. Got to take care of the football, Jesse. Otherwise, you got no shot to win this football game.
You're right, man. At this level of college football, it doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're sloppy and you put the football on the ground or you throw picks, you're going to find yourself behind on the scoreboard.
Rush right in his face. He's sacked. This defense all over it. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Now 3rd and long, and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. They'll move the wide receiver. To the air, it's Hartman. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. They pretty much have to keep the offense on the field, and they'll get right to the line of scrimmage. Got to make the play on 4th. Still on his feet. And he will go down. Couldn't get rid of it in time, and the defense gets a sack on 4th down. Now, thanks to that gamble and failure, a chance to tack a little extra onto the lead late. Looking for the goal line. Makes the catch, but goes no further, and it'll be a short pickup on that one.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. He's looking to throw. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Looking to throw on 3rd and goal. And it's incomplete as he was trying to finish the drive with a score.
And the offense comes up short on 3rd down, but I'll tell you what, they've still had a good day. There's so many positives to point to. I'll be interested to see if they go for it here on 4th down. They don't have to. They got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, shown a variety of all kinds of things. Now it's just about how they want to finish.
A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. They're backed up, 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. Let's see if they can create some space. Myers on the move. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. And they'll get him down after a solid return. And how about this? You get to start a drive with a 1st and goal. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. Taylor wants to throw it. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. Gets it into the end zone. They push out that lead a bit and draw much closer to a win here in Week 9. And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Navy offense sails out, ready to go to work. This offense has pretty much been stuck in the mud the entire game. It's been a frustrating performance, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, you can't be hanging your head just yet. This game's not over. This coaching staff is still evaluating their players. So if you're on the field right now, you've got to finish this game. You've got to try to prove something to them.
Well, the game is over, to be clear. They're not coming back. But I hear what you're saying. Keep fighting. Keep showing your coaches it matters. And maybe find something positive here late that you can build on for the weeks to come.
Keeps it himself. He'll keep it on second down. Coaches talk about running with violence, running with bad intentions. That's what that looks like as he gets it up to the 32.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
The defense will use a timeout here. There are 16 seconds left to play. Navy will have to punt it away. On his way back from the 20. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Boy, did he show it all on that return. The speed, the explosiveness, and took a little momentum with him out of bounds. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Making the adjustment. Taylor wants to throw. Makes the grab. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. Well, look what we have here, guys. After all the early season doubts, these guys have put together a winning streak.
They sure have. Man, they're just believing in themselves right now. This is a completely different-looking team than what we saw early in the year. They're playing with so much more confidence. And, David, when you start making plays, you start stringing W's together, that's obviously what happens.
Everybody gets energized. Everybody starts to contribute. Young guys start to grow up. Coaches start to believe in them. Everything starts to turn around and swing the other way. They got it all going in the right direction.
This has been a presentation of EA.